Alright, hey everyone. Alright, here we go. Okay, so anyways, alright. So, how's it going everybody? Alright, so, alright, okay, so, okay, WKRP, whoops. Alright everybody. Alright, I'm just... All right. So, anyways, how's everybody doing tonight? All right. So, we will hold on a sec here. It's Big Jim Blogcast live. Let me get my bearings here. All right. Hey, Sue. See you good out here tonight. Okay. Shot. International talk like William Shatner Day, William Shatner, sci-fi, fuck, okay, so, alright, oh, come on, okay, alright, so, anyways, Beer Geek Society, boom. Okay, so Motley Crue, Motley. All right, okay. 80s hair metal bands, boom, boom, boom. Wrestling 70s, 80s, and 90s, hard rock, hair metal. Yeah, okay. So, anyways, all right, Larry, how's it going? How are you? Okay, share to a group. Let's see. So, all right. I'm going to do a little bit of sharing here. Just don't mind me. Share to more options to a group. All right, chain reaction. Okay, all right. So yeah, let's see here. Cigars. Okay. Cigar Smokers of Michigan. For National. Today's cigar. All right. Okay. Whoops. Okay. All right, hey everyone. Okay, so let's see. I'm just gonna groups. All right. All right. Pop culture. Oh. Okay. All right. Yeah. So this is Big Jim Blogcast live. POP. All right. So anyways, yeah, it is Big Jims Blogcast Live version 5.0 episode 254. I'm Jim. This is Sunday, June 11th, 2023. I'm just sharing this to a bunch of groups. So anyways, yeah, so great to see great to see everyone out here. Good old days, boo-hoo, Star Trek, the original. All right, just sharing this a little bit. Okay. Oh yeah, birthday. All right, so lovely birthday wishes. There we go, birthday wishes. Happy birthday wishes. All right. Today's birthday friends, right on. All right, so anyways, yeah. Motley rocks. Okay. Rock. All right. Rudy Sarzo's Rock and Roll Children. Canadian rock. All right. I'm just sharing this, so bear with me here. All right. Bond. All right. James Bond. The Bond community. Bond. James Bond. James Bond lovers. Bongos. Congas and bongos. Bongos. All right. Okay. All right. So, anyways, yeah, here we go. 56. So, all right. So, am I done? Okay. So, no, I'm not. All right. Okay, so yeah, it is Big Jims Blogcast Live version 5.0 episode 254. I am going to turn down the movie here. Thank you for watching. Okay, so find your birthday twin post, Super Run Crew, Rubick's Cube. All right, Motley Crue, Decade of Decadence. Angus Young fans, Eddie Van Halen, there we go. Okay, so Trek, Star Trek universe, all right, Star Trek, all right, okay, all right. Yeah, here we go. So anyways, yeah, welcome to Big Jims Blogcast Live, version 5.0, episode 254. It is Sunday, June 11th, 2023. I'm Jim. Thank you for watching. Great to see everybody out here. All right. Jeremy, how are you? All right. So, yeah, I'm going to do my intro. So anyways, if you're a first-time... Yeah, Steve, all the Graham Ben crew in the house, right on. Yeah. So, all right. Welcome to Big Jims Blogcast Live, version 5.0, episode 254. Big Jims Blogcast Live airs Sundays on Facebook and the occasional Fridays and Wednesdays. We're in our 5th year as Big Jims Blogcast Live. Debuted back in November of 2018. Big Jims Blogcast Live does craft beer reviews, over 200 and counting. And this one tonight is called Montgomery Scotch Ale by the Stormstayed Brewing Company in London, Ontario, Canada. And we accompany that. We do craft beer reviews right here from craft breweries like... right here in Sarnia, the area, across Ontario, across Canada. We pair it with a cigar, a good cigar. Tonight is a Rocky Patel vintage cigar. Get that light lit up. So, anyways, yeah, Grand Bend, baby. All right. That caught me off guard. All right. So, anyways, awesome road trip, I know. Yeah. So we pair it with a good cigar. All right. So, anyways, and spirit. We pair it up with a spirit. Tonight's beer is being accompanied by Gibson's Finest Whiskey. All right. So, anyways, we talk about classic movies, classic TV, classic sci-fi, classic pro wrestling, sports, classic rock. This week in Van Halen history, we cube the Rubick. We have bongo solos, countdowns. Like we have talk about local events near you, countdowns, birthday shout-outs to our friends, retro, classic, nostalgia, yesteryear, are all the buzzwords here at Big Jims Blogcast Live. Bam! Yeah. Big Jims Blogcast Live. Now we're not only seeing in the U.S. and Canada, we're also seeing worldwide from the U.K., Australia, Mexico, France, Spain, Germany, and so on. So thank you for watching. Turn us on and tune in and enjoy the show. Politics and religion are banned here. Off limits. That's no fun. Big Jims Blogcast Live. I'm going to say now, I'm going to reiterate through the program, we are not spam. Like us, share, subscribe to us as Big Jims Blogcast Live is on Spot. The live version will go out, audio version will go out later on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor FM, and all these audio listening platforms you listen to your podcast to, plus my own YouTube channel, Big Jims Blogcast Live at youtube.com. So cheers, and here we go. Right on. So anyways, as we get to that, bongo solos, boom. All right, got this baby at a garage sale yesterday. So anyway, boom. So the old bongos are in storage. I can bring them out upon request, but tonight I'm going to try this baby out here. All right. So anyways, bear with me here now. I'm going to do some more sharing. All right. Oh, no. Discard. All right. For the love of Dr. Johnny Fever. Oh, yeah. All right. So, all right. So, I'm going to do some more. Life Sparkles Variety Group Store. All right. There we go. Bloggers. There we go. All right. So, Wrestling Through the Years, there we go. Robin Crosby, okay. 80s Retro. All right, all right. All right. Retro Wrestling All-Stars, 80s Retro Station, there we go. All right. So, yeah. Okay. So, all right, people. All right. So anyways, what's on tap for tonight, you may ask yourself. All right. So anyways, besides our craft beer review, all right. All right. Besides our craft beer review, I'm going to place this over here where it's safe and sound. We're going to cube the Rubick. We're going to do some birthday shout-outs. We're going to do some countdowns, local events where it says William Shatner double shot. We're going to talk about Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, which I have on now, and is one of his classic 70s movies, Kingdom of the Spiders. Season 3 of WKRP in Cincinnati. We're going to remember an awesome pro wrestler, entertainer that passed away just recently, the Iron Sheik. We're going to talk about his career. We're going to talk about, we're going to give him a 10 gong salute. The Ceti Alpha Eel from Star Trek. Our classic Bond 007 henchman, Nick Nack. Our classic album, Motley Crue's Theatre of Pain. All right. And this week in Van Halen history. So, yeah. All right. All right. So, anyways, yeah. So, before we get to our... All right. So, our craft beer for tonight. All right. So, anyways. Sheik. Iron Sheik Memorial. Yes. There we go. All right, fans of the Iron Sheik. All right, so there we are. All right, so anyways, yeah. Now, before we get to all that, we're going to get to our craft beer review. So, and it's accompanied by Gibson's Finest Scotch Whiskey, or no, Gibson's Finest Whiskey. So, anyways, here we go. All right. So, as you do very well know, I do give like these beers a rating out of 10 later on, out of 10 on the blogcast, and this is my rating system here. So, anyways, okay. So, anyways, this is my rating system here. It's like from 10 to 1. Outstanding, awesome, excellent, very good, above average. That's 10 to 6. We don't want from 5 to 1 is average, below average, not very good, terrible, awful. There's like a, all right. So there it is. Awesome, outstanding, excellent, very good, below average, not very good, terrible, and awful. So yeah. So all right. And so, anyways, and while I was there yesterday. While we were out on a road trip yesterday, I picked up the newest edition of the Growler, your Ontario Craft Beer Guide. So it's updated. It tells you all about like the craft breweries in Ontario, the newest ones, what they do, what you can get there. All right. All right. So, anyways. Yeah, so here we go. As you can see, I'm trying this for the very first time. I've got one of their glasses here. So, all right. So, anyways, I'm going to do some... Okay, let's see here. All right. The Cult of Nicolas Cage post. I'm taking a poll post. Wrestling Nerds. There we go. Post that. Mos Eisley Cantina. Extreme Para. All right. So, all right. Grammy for Gordon Lightfoot. Grey Bruce. No, maybe. Horror Host Market. All right. Okay. No. Let's see here. All right. Okay. So, weird shit you see in Grey Bruce. The Gimmick Garage. All right. So, Pro Wrestling Forum. All right. We've got it back up there. All right. So, anyways, yeah, here we go. Trying it for the very first time tonight. It is called. Ooh, look at that. It is called Montgomery Scotch Ale. And I'm gonna. It looks like I got the foam in there. Gonna wait till that subsides there. All right. So, but yeah, Montgomery Scotch Ale. Let's see, it's the foam's going down there. All right. So, take a swig of Gibson's Finest Whiskey. All right. Thank you very much. All right. So. We'll wait till that goes down there. We got a lot of we got some birthday shout outs coming up soon. Boom. This baby I picked up at a garage sale yesterday. All right. So the old bongos are in storage. I know they can be brought out on request. So here we go. I'm going to top this up. I'm going to, like I said, I'm trying this for the very first time. Look at that, the texture. Oh, yeah. You can taste the scotch in this, so you can. Holy shit. So, yeah, give it a few more. There we go. Look at that. Just doing some toggling here. All right. So, anyways, yeah. All right. So, all right. So there we go. Trying this for the very first time. It's a sweet scotch taste to it. There, you can taste the scotch in it. You can taste a little bit of sweetness, but it does go down smoothly. I do give it a rating out of 10 later on the blogcast. So if you're still here and sticking around, feel free to do so. All right. Yeah. Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. It is called Montgomery Scotch Ale by the Stormstayed Brewing Company in London, Ontario, Canada. All right. So there you go. We'll set that aside. Yeah. So good. Not one. I'm thinking I've gotten a good combination here tonight. Oh. Welcome to everybody that's watching Big Jims Blogcast live tonight. Boom. Yeah. Fuck. All right. So yeah, we're gonna cube the Rubick. Okay. So while that beer is like settling, we're gonna cube the Rubick 3 times tonight. So I'm gonna try and get like the all blue side on 20 turns. So here we go. There, drum roll. Okay, 20 turns before we like get some birthday shout outs out there. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So that's what I got. That's all I got for now. If you know what this is, good on you. If you don't, this was a toy in the early 80s. But I will do this 2 more times tonight. Try and get a full blue side. And if I don't, I'm doing it all year long. So I promise on my last blogcast in November for the year, I will take it apart on air and assemble it to all of its colors. So tonight's craft beer review, it is called Montgomery Scotch Ale. All right, trying it for the very first time tonight. All right, so, all right. So yeah, I got to say that first impressions, it's the Scotch in there. There is. You can taste it. A little bit of a caramelly taste to it too. All right, I'll top that up. Yeah, look at that thickness there, the texture. So, yeah. All right. So, all right. Boom. Yeah. All right. So, okay. Share. Let's see. All right. So, yeah. Anyways, we're going to get to some birthday shout-outs here now. All right. So, from, oh, wait a minute, our blogcast ID, here we go. Okay, let's see. All right. Okay. All right. I would or like to solve a Rubik's Cube color. There we go. All right. Okay, so, all right. All right. Wheelies Roller Skating Fan Club. All right, fuck. Grand Bend, Ontario, Canada. All right, so yeah. All right. So anyways, let's get to some birthday shout-outs here, shall we? All right. All right. Boom. Okay. All right. Our birthday shout-outs tonight. They go out to, from June 5th to the 11th, Tanya Dwinell, Michelle Jardine, Jay Bell, Denise Landerue, Julie Job, Chef Sheldon Way, Lori Lee Voigt, Mela Van Shindo, Kellyanne McKenzie, Richard Cottle, Jennifer Wood, Kelly Mullins, Tracy Scarf, and Melissa DeLuley. Happy birthday, guys. All right. All right, yeah. Okay. Cheers on you guys. Happy birthday to everyone. And I hope you guys had like a great birthday. Well, Kathy, if your birthday is this week, then I will announce on next week's Blogcast. Right on. So happy birthday, everyone, from Big Jims Blogcast Live. I hope it was a good one. So, boom. All right. So, yeah. Let's see here. All right. Let's see. Okay. So, okay. All right. So, anyways, yeah. So we get that out of the way. We're gonna get to some countdowns first, but we're gonna give you the full. Want to get right away. I want to just, as we said to the top of the program, Big Jims Blogcast Live. All right. So, Big Jims Blogcast Live is not spam. The audio version will go out later on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and all these audio listing platforms where you podcast to. Plus, my own YouTube channel at Big Jims Blogcast Live, YouTube.com. I want to give shouts out to everybody watching in the Port Elgin Sarnia groups. All right. So, anyways, yeah, Port Elgin Sarnia groups. All right. So, all right. All right. There we go. Post that. There we are. The Port Elgin Sarnia groups, especially Sarnia Rock, supporting Sarnia 2.0. You Gotta Love Sarnia, Chain Reaction, all the pop culture, retro classic nostalgia groups, all the Van Halen, hard rock, hair metal, Motley Crue groups, craft beer, cigars, Star Wars, sci-fi, Star Trek, pro wrestling, Blogspot, classic TV and movies, birthdays, bongos, Rubick's, WKRP in Cincinnati, and the William Shatner fans out there. Right on, you guys rock. So, all right. So, anyways, yeah. All right. So, all right. This is for any cigar group lover out there. This is a Rocky Patel vintage 1992. And all right, so I'm going to explain to you, like, as I said, I'm trying this beer for the very first time tonight. You can taste the Scotch in it. It's called Montgomery Scotch Ale by the Storm State Brewing Company in London, Ontario, Canada. All right, and it's a good beer. My first impressions, good aftertaste. It goes well with the cigar and the Gibson's whiskey. But when I do these craft beer reviews, I just don't go, well, Montgomery Scotch Ale is a very fine tasting, exquisite. I don't do that bullshit. I just go with my gut on it. And I give it a rating out of 10 later on the blogcast. So if you're still here and sticking around and you want to throw out a number, feel free to do so. So, right on. Yeah. All right. So, and wouldn't you know it, I picked up from the candy store about a couple of weeks ago, craft beer lollipops. All right. So, this one's pale ale. This one's chocolate stout. All right. Pale ale, chocolate stout. Okay. All right. So, all right. So, yeah. All right. All right. Okay. So, share to a group. Bongo solo in itself. Oh yeah, something else I picked up from like a garage sale the other day. And if you're a follower, look at this puppy, huh? Fuck, this is a blast from the past, huh? And so, Ghetto Blaster, Sursa 1980s, dual cassette, you know. Oh wait, there we go. Pop that open. Pop that open. All right. So I did try it out on one of my cassettes. Works too well. Works so well that it ate one of my cassettes. So, yeah. All right. So I will show that to you guys. All right. So it's a blast from the past. All right. All right. So, okay. All right. Blogger. Share your blog posts. All right. So, anyways, 99, 100. All right. So, anyways, yeah. Thank you for watching. This is Big Jims Blogcast Live, version 5.0, episode 254. It is Sunday, June 11th, 2023. We will get to some countdowns. All right. So, these are important. You got to remember these. So, anyways, Father's Day is in 7 days. Summer is in 10 days. Canada Day is in 20 days. August long weekend is in 57 days. Remembrance Day is in 153 days. The Labor Day long weekend is in 88 days. And autumn fall is in 104 days. So, all right. So we got that out of the way. Right on. So, oh, excuse me. All right, good cigar, no matter what. Oh yeah, it's a Rocky Patel Vintage 1992. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. Thank you for sticking with us. Big Jims Blogcast Live, version 5.0, episode 254. Thank you for ending your weekend with us, Sunday, June 11th, 2023. As we get to some local events now. Yeah. Now, all right. Woo, gotta slow down here. All right. Okay. So, all right. So, yeah. Gotta slow down here. All right. So, anyways, with local events, all right, what's that? We'll toggle that. All right. So, Blue Water Border Fest. That is happening June 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and 2023 in Centennial Park, Sarnia. The acts are going to be Justin Moore, Tim Hicks, Ceti in Color, the Sheepdogs, Blue Stones, and Saturday for the main event, Daughtry, Theory of a Dead Man, Pop Evil. Tickets are you got to go get your tickets at ticketscene.ca. Market Perrin and the guys did a very good job of picking up the pieces where Bayfest left off. And in 2019, they gave us tickets to give away. So keep watching the blogcast. We may have tickets to give away on here. So, all right. So yeah, like I said, with local events, COVID pretty much shut down everything. But we don't have COVID anymore. The buzzwords used to be hiatus, canceled, postponed, rescheduled. Yeah. So Revelry Music Festival, July 21st to July 23rd, all ages. The acts are going to be the Arkells, Lights Living Room for Small, Gypsy Flats, Little White, $95 granted general admission, $135 for a weekend pass. That's going to be in Canatera Park in Sarnia. Good time there. We went last year. Great time. Saturday, August 12th, 6:30 p.m. The awesome band Rumblefish, rocking the Duke d'Orleans 2, River Cruise. Tickets are $30. The cruise board's at 6:30. The cruise starts from 7 till 10 p.m. You got to contact the members of Rumblefish for tickets on their Facebook page or contact them individually. Saturday night dances from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. at the Sarnia Legion downstairs. It's a $7 cover charge. They play classic rock and country. That's at 286 Front Street North. They run from June to July. Saturday, September 25th, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. The Mudmen at the Forest Fall Fair at 45 Jefferson Street West. It's their 25th anniversary tour. Tickets, go to the official Mudmen Facebook page for tickets there. Great band. Always a good time with them when they break out the bagpipes. So, all right. All right. So, yeah. All right. Let's see what else we got on tap here. The Sarnia Kisman Rib Fest, June 16th, 11:30 a.m. till June 18th, 7 p.m. Ribs, music, craft beer. Can't get any better than that. Centennial Park. Again, the bands there are going to be True Fire, great band there, and Chain Reaction, great band. Glenn and the guys really rock it up. You want to have a good time, you go see Chain Reaction or you go see True Fire. Awesome bands there. Friday, August 4th, 10 a.m. is the Blue Water Sand Fest over in Port Huron, Michigan. 2808 Omar Street in Port Huron, Michigan. Sand sculpture, live music, food, beer tent, tickets. Check out Square site for that. All right. Shop the Shoreline, Saturday, August 12th in Centennial Park, 10 till 4. That's an event by the Edgewood Decor Prizes with over 50 vendors and small business owners. Saturday, June 24th, 11 a.m. is the record sale by the Imperial City Brewhouse in Sarnia. Runs till 4 p.m. You got rock, metal, pop, country, and everything, and punk. Sarnia Imperial City Brewhouse, another great local, another great craft brewery there. Sunday, Sunday, July 2nd, 12 p.m. Future Pastimes is their 31st anniversary reopening. If you haven't been to Future Pastimes in Sarnia, I suggest you go. It's awesome. Awesome little shop there. Let's see. All right, so we'll post that. I see. So yeah. All right. Yeah, the guys at Future Pastimes are way into science fiction and fantasy, and that's where I try and go occasionally, like to get my But it's a great little shop. Future Pastimes, can't beat it. Again, Saturday, July 2nd, or Sunday, July 2nd, 12 p.m. It's their 31st anniversary grand reopening. All right, boom. Okay, so, all right, boom. That deserves a bongo solo in itself. All right. Well, we're not that too far away there. I'll get on Christmas in later blogcasts. So, all right. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. So, anyways, yeah. All right. So once again, I'm going to remind everybody before we get going here with our meat and potatoes all right. So Big Jims Blogcast Live. We are not spam. Like us, share us, subscribe to us. The audio version will go out later on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all these audio listening platforms for your podcast too. Plus my own YouTube channel, Big Jims Blogcast Live at youtube.com. I want to give shouts out to everybody watching in the Port Elgin Sarnia groups. Sarnia Rocks, supporting Sarnia. Sarnia Rocks, Michelle, you guys rock. Chain Reaction, great band there. All the pop culture, retro, classic, nostalgia groups. All the Van Halen, hard rock, hair metal, Motley Crue groups. All the craft beer, cigars, sci-fi, Star Trek, pro wrestling, Blogspot, classic TV and movies, birthdays, bongos, Rubick, Shatner, WKRP, right on. So, all right. So, yeah. And once again, we've got our craft beer for tonight, accompanied by Gibson's Finest Whiskey. All right, so, all right. Our craft beer for tonight, it is called, and it's settled down. Look at the color of that. So, it is called Montgomery Scotch Ale by the Stormstayed Brewing Company in London, Ontario, Canada. Trying this for the very first time here. Oh, smooth tasting. You can taste the scotch in it though. A little bit of caramel hint to it. I'll elaborate this on more of this in the blogcast, but it is a damn good beer. First of all, yeah. And so, but if you're still here and sticking around by the end of the blogcast, I do give it a rating out of 10. So if you want to throw in a number, feel free to do so. We're all about audience participation here at Big Jims Blogcast Live. And look at that texture. So, and I do. And I got, this is their glass here, Storm Stayed. Mm. Mm. All right. So, okay. So, all right. Okay. Mm. All right. Oh yeah. Okay. So, let's see here. Where else can I share this to? More options. Share to a group. Hmm. Sarnia's party people. All right. There we go. All right. All right. So more options. Share to a group. Let's see here. Okay. All right. So. Okay. All right. I grew up in. All right. So, anyways, yeah. All right. All right. So, anyways, yeah. Now we get to our tonight we're doing a Shatner double shot. All right. The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Shatner. All right. So, don't know, Kathy. You'll have to stick around and see, if I decide whether it's a fall, winter, spring, summer beer. So, all right. All right. So, yeah. As I said, all right. So, anyways, yeah, we celebrate. We it's a Shatner double shot tonight. With two of his classic movies. One we've got on right now. I've got it on right now. Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. Let's see here. Okay. All right. Okay. So. All right. Okay. So we've got this classic movie, Star Trek, which I've got on right now. Special features in this DVD are the commentary by the director, Nicholas Meyer, collecting Star Trek's movie relics, a tribute to Ricardo Montalban, Starfleet Academy. All right. So anyways, yeah. Now, Wrath of Khan, that's a sequel to Star Trek The Motion Picture. Was released June 4th, 1982, at a budget of $12 million. Its box office, of course, $97 million, made a ton of money. Let's see here. So there he is as Admiral James T. Kirk. The cast was William Shatner as Admiral Kirk, Ricardo Montalban as Noonien Singh. We've got Leonard Nimoy as Spock, DeForest Kelley as Leonard McCoy, James Doohan as Montgomery Scott, George Takei as Akaro Sulu, Walter Koenig as Pavel Chekhov, Nichelle Nichols as Uhura, plus Kirstie Alley as Lieutenant Savick, Bibi Besh, okay, Merritt Buttrick as David, Kirk's son. All right. Okay. And we've got Judson Scott as Joquim. All right. And, there he is. We don't have a picture of... But, yeah, there's Khan right there up in the corner there, played by the late Ricardo Montalban. All right. So... Now... This movie, Star Trek II, was based on a classic Star Trek film, or classic Star Trek episode, Space Seed, which was aired in Season 1, Episode 22. It aired February 16th, 1967. The background, Kirk and company discovered the Botany Bay. They were put in hibernation. Khan and his group were put in hibernation. James T. Kirk discovered them. They tried to take over the ship. They failed. So Kirk exiled them to a desolate planet. So, anyways, and I've got the movie on right now. So, basically the plot premise: Kirk and Spock are overseeing training for new recruits at the Enterprise, while Kirk has a birthday celebration glum with like McCoy and Spock. Elsewhere, Kirk's former officer Chekhov and Captain Terrell are. Oh yeah, Paul Winfield plays Captain Terrell. They're scouting planets for a super secret Federation device called Genesis, a missile that can turn a dead planet into a paradise. Turns out, they beam down to the Ceti Alpha 6. Chekhov remembers 15 years prior that Kirk left Khan and his people there on the planet, and he tells like Terrell, "We got to get the hell out of here," right? So, but Khan and his people, Khan and his people had to adapt to the planet as the other Ceti planet exploded, sending the original Ceti Alpha planet out of whack. Khan captures Chekhov and Terrell and implants the Ceti eel for mind control in their ear. For mind control, they capture the Reliant. Kirk's take command of the Enterprise after getting a distress call from Regular One. Enterprise is ambushed by Reliant. Khan tells Kirk that if he hands over the Genesis device, the crew will be spared. Kirk stalls for time and lowers Reliant shields. If you've seen the movie, I've seen the movie about 1 million times. It's an awesome movie. Kirk moves the Enterprise in the Mutara Nebulae, which renders both ships' shields and weapons useless. But Enterprise, getting a clear shot on the Reliant, cripples the Reliant. Spock, of course, goes down to the warp core, goes down to the engine room, and releases the warp core so they can escape the nebula. McCoy tries to stop him, of course. How can you not notice your main officer is gone from the bridge? I mean, but there's a plot hole in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. But, yeah, so anyways, Kirk releases the warp core so they can escape the nebula. Genesis explodes. McCoy gets a mind meld from Spock. Spock releases the warp core, and the Enterprise escapes, of course. Kirk and crew hold a space burial for Spock, who supposedly died. That's the, so it's a good movie. One of the things that really saves this movie from boredom is the acting of Ricardo Montalban, who was in his third or fourth season of Fantasy Island on ABC. So, but Chekhov, the Kirk and couple of key scenes. I posted a couple of key scenes from the movie on my blogcast page and my Facebook page. Scenes when again, Ricardo Montalban is an acting genius here. He's discovers that Terrell says he doesn't know where Admiral Kirk is, and Khan goes, "Well, Admiral, where can I find Admiral Kirk?" And it's all right. So, and then another scene I remember from the movie: Chekhov and Terrell capture Kirk and crew on the Genesis planet. Khan orders Terrell to kill Kirk. Terrell can't do it. He commits suicide by phaser the head. Chekhov faints. The Ceti Alpha eel squeezes out of his ear. Kirk kills it with his phaser. Kirk. But yeah, it's superb acting from Ricardo Montalban, the late great Ricardo Montalban. So, all right, there we go. Toggle that. Yeah. So I posted a couple of great scenes from the Wrath of Khan on my blogcast page and my Facebook page, and yeah, it's an enjoyable. It's one of the best Star Trek sequels out there. So again, it originated. Khan, the idea from Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan came from the original Star Trek episode of Space Seed in the first season of Star Trek way back in 1967. And there he is, one of the henchmen, Khan's henchmen, Joquim, would go played by who's he played by? Judson Scott would go on to his own his own TV series, The Phoenix, short-lived, and we covered that on an earlier blogcast. So, all right, okay, Kirk. All right, so, and there he goes. He's like, here's one of the Khan. All right, so I had to get that out there. So, anyways, we are. This is a really good Star Trek sequel, Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. There's Khan right there. Yeah, and the physique. If you'll notice, like he's got a good physique in the movie, strong, like buffed. Ricardo Montalban is buffed for this movie because he's shirtless. That was his own physique. He hit the gym, and you got for his age, he hit at that point in time, he hit the gym, and he got a good physique for the movie. And so, all right, and so yeah, oh yeah, I'm gonna show you guys this my own Big Jims Blogcast live coffee mug. There you go. All right, so, okay, ah. Cigar went out on me. So, all right. Excuse me. All right. It's a very strong cigar here. So, all right. So, we are celebrating all things. It's a Shatner double shot. All right. It is a William Shatner double shot. All right, so yeah. All right. All right, so yes. Okay, so anyways, yeah. Yeah, at this point, all right. And we get to another one of his movies. All right. Shat, the man, the myth, the legend. He's in his mid-90s, I think. So, any Star Trek aficionados, nerds out there can verify that for me. That's great. So, all right. And so we've got another one of his movies here. All right. So what is that? All right. And it is called Kingdom of the Spiders. All right. There's no escaping their web of terror. All right. All right. And there's a still from the movie. Now, this was released July 23rd, 1977 through Deramar Pictures. All right. So, anyways, yeah. Kingdom of the Spiders. Now, the plot of this movie, the cast, William Shatner as Dr. Rack Hansen. Tiffany Boyling as Diane Ashley, Walter Strode as Walter Colby, David McLean as Gene Smith. Now, the premise for the movie, Dr. Rack Hansen, veterinarian in Verde Valley, Arizona, and archaeologist Diane Ashley discover that several farm animals have died of massive injections of spider venom. Uh-oh. So, local farmer Walter Colby tells Hansen and Ashley that he found a massive spider bite on the back section of his farmland. Spider kill. So Due to the use of heavy pesticides that kill the spiders' food supply, spiders have been combining to attack and hunt and team up and hunt animals and humans. So, spiders have begun casing local residents in silk cocoons. Rack and Diane Ashley, along with the local sheriff Gene Smith, try and save the town by plotting to kill all the spiders. Spiders are everywhere. Crop duster is attacked by spiders before he can spray pesticides all over them. Rack and Diane and all the other survivors plan to flee the town in an RV and escape, but all the spiders trap all of them in a lodge. The power goes out. Rack went to change a fuse in the basement. He's attacked by spiders, fends them off. The survivors are escaping an RV. A broadcast mentions the attacks. Rack discovers the whole town is encased in silk cocoons in a building. So, the fun facts: this movie used 5,000 spiders, but the budget with their budget, some models were also used. $50,000 of the $5 million budget went towards bagging spiders, and all 5,000 spiders had to be kept in separate cages as they are combative. So anyway, spiders, woo. All right. So if you can imagine, Captain Kirk with a southern accent and, all right, spiders. Okay. So there are some funny moments of this movie. I suggest, if you ever see this cult classic, pick it up. Because it's and I did post several scenes of the movie and the trailer on my Blogcast page and my Facebook page. So yeah, 2 classic movies from William Shatner: Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan and Kingdom of the Spiders. So, all right. So with Kingdom of the Spiders, they've got they won a Golden Globe Award. Okay, so yeah, it's in color. Released July 3rd, 23rd, 1977. So, all right, what do we got here? All right, so we check our notifications there. All right, so anyways, yeah, couple of classic movies from this man, the man, the myth, the legend, William Shatner. And there's Shatner, and it is as Rack Hansen and Tiffany Boyling as Diane Ashley, investigating the spiders. So, fuck, that had to be a hard job. All right, so, okay. Once again, it's 2 very good classic movies from William Shatner. All right, so doing a bit of toggling here. Yeah, so, all right. All right, just checking out a few notifications here. All right, so anyways, all right, there. All right, approved. Yeah. All right. So, anyways, yeah. All right. So, yeah. Okay, and I did post several of the of the scenes from Kingdom of the Spiders on my Blogcast page and my Facebook page. Look for it. And again, we have. It's a William Shatner. It was a William Shatner double shot. So yeah. All right. So we have tonight's beer, which is accompanied by Gibson's Finest Whiskey. All right. All right. It is called Montgomery Scotch Ale by the Storm State Brewing Company in London, Ontario, Canada. Yeah, good beer. It goes down smoothly. You can really taste the scotch in it. Plus, I think there's a hint of caramel in it. They don't give me that much information on it. So I'm going to top it up. Yeah. Damn. All right. Oh, foamy. A little bit of foam there. All right. So top it up. Let's see. We'll leave that like that. Oh, look at the head on that. Fuck. All right. So. Okay. Along with a good cigar. Ugh, yuck. Oh man, no. Just like sticky. We've got like a Rocky Patel Vintage 1992. As I do give it a rating, like I said, I'm trying it for the very first time tonight. I will give it a rating out of 10 later on in the blogcast. I will definitely start this off by saying it's a good spring beer. Good spring beer, you know. So, so if you're still here sticking around, I do give it a rating out of 10 later on in the blogcast. So, so if you're still with me, feel free to throw it a number. All right. So yeah. All right. So anyway, boom. That, yeah. Bongo solo. First of a lot of many tonight. So yeah. All right. So anyways, yeah. I want to remind everybody that Big Jims Blogcast Live, we are not spam. The audio version will go out later on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all these audio listening platforms you listen to your podcast to, plus my own YouTube channel, Big Jims Blogcast Live at youtube.com. I want to give shouts out to everybody watching in the Sarnia Port Elgin groups. Sarnia Rock, supporting Sarnia, Special Sarnia Rocks. Michelle, you guys rock. Chain Reaction, great band there. All the pop culture, retro, classic, nostalgic groups, all the Van Halen, hard rock, hair metal, classic rock, Motley Crue groups, all the craft beer, cigars, sci-fi, Star Trek, pro wrestling, blogspot, classic TV and movies, birthdays, bongos, Rubik's cubes, Shatner, and WKRP in Cincinnati, which we'll get to. All right. So, all right. Boom. Yeah, it is Big Jims Blogcast Live, version 5.0, episode 254. It is Sunday, June 11th, 2023. Bam, bam, bam. There we go. All right. Okay. All right. So, yeah. Okay. So, as we get to... all right. Boom. All right. All right. So, as we get to, we're going to, not right now, we're going to get to WKRP in Cincinnati, Season 3. All right. From my box set, which was given to me. It was the complete series, WKRP in Cincinnati, given to me as a Christmas gift a couple of years ago by my brother Greg. So, all right. We are on, it is Season 3 of WKRP in Cincinnati, and you have a picture here, Gary Sandy, as Program Director Andy Travis. So, all right. KRP, all right. Stars like, all right, we've got Dr. Johnny Fever. Howard Hessman plays Dr. Johnny Fever. We've got Gordon Jump as station manager Arthur Carlson. Howard Hessman is Dr. Johnny Fever. Lonnie Anderson is Jennifer Marlowe, the secretary. Jan Smithers is WKRP staffer Bailey Quarters. George Sanders is news reporter Les Nessman. Frank Bonner as Herb Tarlick, the salesman. Gary Sandy is Andy Travis. And Tim Reed as Venus Flytrap. So, all right. So, Season 3. All right. So, okay. So, let me lay it out here. All right. All right. So, okay. All right. Mm. Mm. All right. Mm. Good cigar here. It's a Rocky Patel Vintage 1992. All right. So, anyways, yeah. So, yeah, where were we? WKRP in Cincinnati, Season 3. So, for 22 episodes, it aired. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. David Cassidy. I didn't know that. Thank you for that little tidbit, Kathy. CBS debuted WKRP in Season 3 on November 1st, 1980, in the Saturday 8 a.m. till 8:30 p.m. lineup. Now, here's where it was. There's the primetime schedule. Now, it's like ABC had Charlie's Angels, 8 is Enough, and NBC had Barbara Mandrell and the Mandrell Sisters in their own variety show. Okay. All right. So there's the primetime schedule right there for 1980-81. All right. So now, all right. In Season 3, yeah, so CBS moved KRP around quite a bit on the primetime schedule. So this was its second to last seasons. Was in Uranium. Right on. Okay, thank you. Thanks, Larry. All right. So, yeah. Now, my favorite episodes from Season 3 were Jennifer Moves. It's like Jennifer moves into an estate. Herb and the neighbor try to move a piano. That's episode 2. Episode 3, Real Families with Herb Tarlick. Herb Tarlick and his family star on a reality show about real families. That episode was ahead of its time, I think. So, episode 8, Baby It's Cold Outside. That's when Johnny Fever. The building is doesn't have any heat, so Johnny and Jennifer warm up with a bottle of hard liquor in the booth. Mama Carlson comes by, and funny moments in that. I posted that on my blogcast page and my Facebook page. Episode 11, the frog story. Herb accidentally spray paints his daughter's pet frog. Episode 13 and 14, Dr. Fever. Dr. Fever and Riptide. Johnny hosts a disco show, but he has to get into his alter ego, Dr. Riptide, for just to host it because he hates disco. Johnny just hates disco and he's doing it for the money. Episode 21, Till Death Do Us Part. Johnny is excited about his ex-wife remarrying, and more because he won't have to pay any more alimony. But the guy she's marrying is a real jerk. So, episode 22, Clean Up Radio Everywhere. Now, WKRP, the radio station, gets a visit from Dr. Bob Hallier, an evangelist, threatens WKRP with a boycott. Unless if they stop playing obscene music that they deem obscene, okay, so, but yeah, guest stars in Season 3, Michael Farmer, Edie McClurg as Herb's wife Lucille, game show host Peter Marshall, Daphne Maxwell Reid, Dr. Joyce Brothers. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Episode 5, Hotel Ocean. Herb lands a big account by Vicky Von Vicky, played by Dr. Joyce Brothers. Craig T. Nelson, Richard Paul, and Hamilton Camp. So, all right. So, yeah, I posted several of the Season 3 highlights on my blogcast page and my Facebook page. So, all right. All right, okay. All right, so, okay, so, yeah. All right, so, yeah. Okay, what do we got here? Just reading some notifications here. There we go. All right. So, okay. All right. All right. So yeah, it was WKRP season 3. Like I said, I posted several highlights of season 3 on my blogcast page and my Facebook page. Damn, cigar keeps going out. All right, so. All right, so yeah, good cigar. It is a Rocky Patel Vintage 1992. All right, so yeah, we'll toggle that. We'll do this. All right, so yeah, okay, so all right, all right. Like it, love it, love it, love it, care. Boom. All right. So yeah. All right. So boom. Yeah. All right. Bongo solo. Picked this up at like a garage sale yesterday. We went yard sailing, on the hunt for like garage sales right in Sarnia, and took a trip all the way to Grand Bend to visit a brewery and a few more. So, yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, fun. He never said "beam me up, Scotty." And so, all right. And before we get to our Iron Sheik tribute, I am going to cube the Rubick, second of third time tonight. All right. So, okay. So 20 turns of the cube. This is a Rubik's Cube. We picked up an alternate version yesterday. All right, so there we go. All right, so McPherson's. McPherson's. No, yeah, I haven't forgotten that. So I'm gonna get the all blue side in 20 turns. Here we go. 20 turns. All right, drum roll. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Boom, and there it is. I can't get the blue side. But on my, I'm going to do it one more time tonight. But on my last blogcast for November, I will disassemble this on air and restore it to its all original colors. Every side: blue, green, red, orange, yellow. Yeah. So there we go. That's cubing. I cubed the Rubick twice tonight. So our craft beer for tonight, accompanied by Gibson's Finest Whiskey. All right, so our craft beer for tonight, it is called Montgomery Scotch Ale, and I'm trying it for the very first time tonight. I'm just going to top it up a little bit. All right, I got their glass. It's by the Storm State Brewing Company in London, Ontario, Canada. Damn good beer. I got to tell you, right off the hop. There's no unpleasant aftertaste to it. You can taste the Scotch in it. I'm going to go all out and say that this is a spring and summer beer. Good for like bonfires and barbecues. Oh yeah. All right. Smooth taste. You can really taste the Scotch in it. Montgomery Scotch Ale by the Storm State Brewing Company in London, Ontario, Canada. And stick with me. At the end of the blogcast, I'll give it a rating out of 10. So if anybody wants to throw out a number and see if it matches up with mine, feel free to do so. All right. Okay. So we leave that right there. All right. Um, okay. So. All right. So yeah. All right. Okay. So, all right. Before we get to that, before we get to our Iron Sheik tribute, I want to tell everybody, just say, this is Big Jims Blogcast Live, version 5.0, episode 254, Sunday, June 11th, 2023. This blogcast is not spam. Like us, share, subscribe to us. This audio version of the blogcast will go out later on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and all these audio listening platforms where your podcast to, plus my own YouTube channel, Big Jims Blogcast Live at youtube.com. I want to give shouts out to everybody watching in the Sarnia, Port Elgin Sarnia groups, all the Sarnia Rocks, Sarnia supporting Sarnia. Especially Sarnia Rocks, Michelle, you guys rock. All Chain Reaction, great band there. All the pop culture, retro classic, nostalgia groups, all the Van Halen, hard rock, hair metal, classic rock, Motley Crue groups, craft beer, cigars, sci-fi, Star Trek, pro wrestling, blogspot, classic TV and movies, birthdays, bongos, Rubick's, Shatner, WKRP in Cincinnati. So, all right. So now, earlier this okay. So, just this past Wednesday on June 7th, a pro wrestling legend passed away. It's called the Iron Sheik. Now, all right. So, anyways, he was. It's the career highlights of the Iron Sheik. He debuted in 1972. He was born in Gognan, Iran, as Jose Bazari. Hopefully I got that right. Before wrestling, he worked as a bodyguard for the Shah in Iran and his family for a few years. He competed in the 1968 Summer Olympics on Iran's Greco-Roman wrestling team, but feared for his life and emigrated to the U.S. Now, let's see here. So, he emigrated. Okay, so he emigrated to he competed from 1972 to 1979. He competed in the AWA. All right. He competed in the AWA under Vern Gagne, who encouraged him to come to the U.S. All right. And he came up with his gimmick, a little bit of his gimmick there, with the mustache, the pointed wrestling boots, and called himself the Great Hossein Arab. So, all right. All right. So, anyways, between 1979 and 1983, he would compete in the WWF, Jim Crockett Promotions and Mid-South Wrestling, Florida Championship Wrestling, and Georgia Championship Wrestling. Now he'll feud with Blackjack Mulligan, Ricky Steamboat, Bruno Sammartino. 1983 he rejoins the WWF, and I believe it or not, all right, so let me find it here. He defeats Bob Backlund for the WWF title, heavyweight title, and that sets it up for Hulk. And that sets him up for a rematch or for a title match against Hulk Hogan. Now Hogan beats him for the title. That starts out Hulkamania. And this is one of his signature moves, the camel clutch. It's not a pleasant move, not a pleasant there. So this is where this is where Hulkamania starts. And the Iron Sheik was a good bad guy too. So, all right. So, and it was rumored that that Vern Gagne of the AWA offered Sheik $100,000 to break Hulk Hogan's leg during the match in Madison Square Garden. But Vern Gagne disputes this. Tells Vince McMahon that Vince actually rewards Sheik from that match for 15 minutes worth of work. It's rumored that Sheik made $100,000 just for 15 minutes worth of work with Hulk Hogan, and that's not bad. That's not bad at all. So, all right. Now he teams with like Nikolai Volkov. As there they are, Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik form a tag team. They are managed by Classy Freddie Blassie. They win the WWF Tag Title from the U.S. Express, Barry Windham and Mike Rotunda, at the first WrestleMania. I do believe. Now, later on, okay, all right, funny story, the Iron Sheik story. He is feuding with Hacksaw Jim Duggan. He gets into a feud with Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Now, so anyways, right on. Okay, so anyways, I'll refresh this. Okay, so, all right. Okay, right on. So, all right. So, story there goes that this was back when you're a good guy and you're a bad guy in pro wrestling, you cannot be seen together. Absolutely not be seen together. So, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, who was basically new to the company at the time, rode alone. The Iron Sheik, he gave the Iron Sheik a ride one night. Now Duggan, they were in the community of New Jersey. I forget which community, but they're there. They're traveling along in their car. Jim Duggan's well known in the community. He's like he gets stopped by police once in a while for an open beer. They send him on his way. Send him on his way, no problem. Hey, because you're the son of a local police chief there. So, anyways, the story goes as one night he gave him a ride, and the police come along. They light up the Whalers. All right, and they say they see Jim Duggan in the car along with the Iron Sheik. He said he's got a few beers, but the police order the Iron Sheik to get out of the car. The Iron Sheik gets out of the car. As he gets out, little baggies of cocaine and heroin fall on the ground. The police see this, and right away they're like, okay, you're under arrest. The story made national news. Jim Duggan, okay, the Sheik was fired on the spot by Vince McMahon. Duggan had 3 phone calls to make, one to his wife, one to Vince McMahon, and one to his police chief father, who had he had to say Pop, I got busted, blah 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 blah. It's so embarrassing. His dad was actually the outgoing police chief of the region they were arrested in, so you can imagine that'd be a bit embarrassing for Jim Duggan. So, but Jim Duggan was kept under wraps. He was fired, but he was brought back. But the Sheik was brought back. Sheik. Like I said, the Sheik was fired, but he was brought back in February of 1988. So he feuded with Barry Horowitz. They feuded with the Killer Bees. All right, and who else? When he was in the AWA, he feuded with Baron von Raschke. He also feuded with Lanny Poffo, Leapin' Lanny Poffo. All right. Oh yeah, Corporal Kirshner, who was the second coming of Sergeant Slaughter. All right. So Oh yeah, and they feuded with like Reno Riggins. Um, and they also feuded like when he was a tag team with them. He also feuded with the Hart Foundation. Um, all right, so oh yeah, and he also feuded with the Terry Taylor, the Red Rooster. So um, okay, and so all right. So anyways. Mm, Oh, gotta relight the cigar here. Mm. All right. So yeah. Okay. So anyways, yeah, he returns to the, like, of course, he was brought back. Like he feuds with like Poffo, the Red Rooster, Bam Bam Bigelow. He leaves the WWF in July. He competes in the WCCW, the AWA, and the NWA. Now he returns to the WWF in 1991 as Colonel Mustafa. Okay, so, oh yeah, all right. He also feuded with SD Jones. All right. Um, Now he returns to the WWF in 1991 as Colonel Mustafa, aligning himself with like General Adnan and Sergeant Slaughter, who just turned bad guy as an Iraqi sympathizer. Now, they feud with like again. Um, They feud again with Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior. And so, all right. And so they were just in mine. Oh, leaves the WWF again. Now, yeah, as an Iraqi sympathizer. So there you go. All right. Okay. So. Okay. So he returns to the WWE. At this point in his career, he returns to the WWE, occasionally making appearances. April 1st, 2001, at the WrestleMania 17, he wins a gimmick battle royal. Before WrestleMania 21st in 2005, he's inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame by Sergeant Slaughter. Yeah, there we go. All right. So, championships. He's a one-time world WWE World Championship. He's a one-time WWE Tag Team Championship. Unfortunately, the Sheik passed away at age 81, just June 7th, on Wednesday, June 7th, at his home in Fayette, Georgia. So, right now, we're going to salute the Iron Sheik with a 10 gong salute. So, all right. So, here we go with Sheik's 10 gong salute here. And so, all right. Okay. All right, join me in honoring the Iron Sheik. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. That is our tribute to the Iron Sheik tonight. 10 gong salute. May you rest in peace, Iron Sheik. So, all right. Okay. So there we go. All right. So yeah. And I posted a few of his like matches. All right. Oh, there we go. All right. I posted a few of his matches and interviews on my blogcast page and my Facebook page. All right. So yeah. There we go. All right. So yeah. Our craft beer for tonight. Before we get to our classic sci-fi alien. Oh yeah. All right. Bongo solo there. Got a good cigar going. It's a Rocky Patel vintage 1992. Shout out for the Grand Bend crew. Yes. Yes, like. Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right. Good. Yeah. Shout out for the Grand Bend crew. All right. Boom. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Definitely a shout out for the Grand Bend crew. All right. Our craft beer for tonight being accompanied by Gibson's Finest Whiskey. It is called Montgomery Scotch Ale. Close up of it there by the Stormstayed Brewing Company in London, Ontario, Canada. I got to tell you, this is a good spring, summer, and fall beer. Goes down smooth. You can taste the Scotch in it. It's good for campfires. Yeah, fuck. I will top it up. All right, so. All right. Which reminds me. All right. Send in messenger. All right. There we go. All right. All right. So, yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Just doing some bit of toggling here. All right. So, yeah. Stormstayed. It is called Montgomery Scotch Ale by the Stormstayed Brewing Company in London, Ontario, Canada. Good. Well, man. Trying it for the first time tonight, topping it up. And when I do these craft beer reviews, I don't go, it's a very exquisite, fine tasting, exquisite, high class. I don't do that. I just go with my gut on it. I don't bullshit people. But it's a good spring, summer, and fall beer. Good campfire beer. Good barbecue beer. And if you're still here and kicking around during the end of the blogcast, I'll give it a rating out of 10. Post a number if you want to, see if it matches up with mine. But yeah. Oh yeah, fuck. All right, I'm just gonna top this up a little bit. Oh, there we go. All right, that's a definite. Oh yeah. So, all right. So, okay. All right. All right. So yeah. Boom. All right. Oh man. Wow. All right. Boom. Okay. So yeah. All right. So, anyways, it is Big Jims Blogcast Live, version 5.0, episode 254, Sunday, June 11th, 2023. Thank you for ending your weekends with me. Want to remind everybody that this blogcast isn't spam. The audio version will go out later on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all these audio listening platforms where you listen to your podcast to, plus my own YouTube channel, Big Jims Blogcast Live at youtube.com. Shouts out to everybody watching in the Sarnia Port Elgin groups, especially Sarnia Rocks. Michelle, you guys rock. Supporting Sarnia. You gotta love Sarnia 2.0. All the Chain Reaction groups. Chain Reaction, great band there. Pop culture, retro, classic, nostalgia groups. All the Van Halen, classic rock, hard rock, hair metal, Motley Crue groups. All the craft beer cigars. Sci-fi, Star Trek, pro wrestling. Blogspot, classic TV and movies. Birthdays, bongos, Rubick, William Shatner, WKRP in Cincinnati, right on. So, okay. All right, yeah. Now we get to our, where are you? Our Ceti Alpha Eel. This guy, all right. Okay, the Ceti Alpha Eel. All right. This is native to the planet Ceti Alpha 5. It's a burrowing desert animal capable of surviving extreme environments and temperatures. Now, the Ceti Alpha eel was the only creature that survived the orbital shift of the other Ceti Alpha planet following the explosion of Ceti Alpha 6. So, Ceti eels incubate their larvae within the plates of their jointed space here, right? Its body is protected by a thick exoskeleton. When the eel larvae leave the plates, they find a suitable host, human or animal, crawl inside through the ear, and wrap itself around the cerebral cortex of the brain. The effect causes extreme pain for the host, who is open to outside suggestions. The larvae, as the larvae mature, the host suffers from madness and excruciating death. Now, its first appearance was in the Star Trek II, Wrath of Khan. Khan uses the eels on Chekhov and Captain Terrell of the USS Reliant. Now, 20 of Khan's followers, including his wife Marla, were killed by the Ceti Alpha eel. And I posted more of the Ceti Alpha eel backstory on my Blogcast page and my Facebook page. So, all right. Nasty, 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 nasty little creature it is. So, there you go. You wouldn't want that in your ear or on your brain. So, all right. So, yeah. Okay. All right. Good. Yeah. It is Big Jims Blogcast Live, version 5.0, episode 254. It is Sunday, June 11th, 2023, and we are rocking. All right. So, yeah, got a good cigar here. It is a Rocky Patel Vintage 1992. All right. As we get to our classic Bond villain, all right, so, down, classic 007. All right. Okay, so, and he is Nack. He's portrayed by Hervé Villachez. He was in the Bond movie, A Man with a Golden Gun. The Man with the Golden Gun. All right, so he comes to us. The resources we've got. I've got the classic Bond, the essential Bond. So the book. All right. So, all right. Okay. All right. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm rocking along. We're going. Yeah. Okay. All right, dude. Okay. Okay. So, all right. So, anyways, all right. Nack, portrayed by Hervé Villachez. He's our classic 007 henchman. He was in the movie The Man with the Golden Gun in 1974. He is henchman to Bond villain Francisco Scaramanga. All right. He serves as the manservant, valet, accomplice, assassin, chef, and sole heir to Scaramanga's estate. As so, Nack often would hire assassins to kill Scaramanga, as Scaramanga tolerates this behavior as long as because it practices his skills, and keeps him from getting rusty at killing people. So there he is, the Bond villain Scaramanga. There's like Bond, Roger Moore, and Nack. All right, so now Scaramanga made the premise like he is Nack is the sole inheritor of Scaramanga's estate on the condition. Okay, so Nack can only inherit Scaramanga's estate if if he's killed by an assassin in a duel. Now, Nack, when James Bond arrives on his island, Nack spies on James Bond and tries many times to eliminate Bond. Bond kills Scaramanga. Now, Bond and Nack get into a fight. Bond traps him in a suitcase and tacks it up on the deck of the ship. The last shot we see of Nack is he's strung over a lobster pot suspended from the ship's mast, one of his memorable quotes was, "I may be small, but I never forget." So, yeah. So I posted more of Nick Nack's background and story on my blogcast page and my Facebook page. So, all right. There's Bond villain Scaramanga, the man with the golden gun. Like Ricardo Montalban, he would go on, Hervé Villachez would go on to star in Fantasy Island with Ricardo Montalban. There's so many common threads in this blogcast tonight. So, all right. So, anyways, yeah, and that is Bond henchman Nick Nack. So, all right. So, all right. So, yeah. In the movie, the 1974 Bond movie, The Man with the Golden Gun. All right. So, all right. So, yeah. There he is. Classic 007 henchman Nick Nack, portrayed by the late Hervé Villachez. All right. Damn, we're having a good time tonight. We're rocking and rolling. It is Sunday, June 11th, 2023. This is Big Jims Blogcast Live, version 5.0, episode 254. Got a good cigar going here. It's a Rocky Patel Vintage 1992. It is, yeah. And so, before we get to our classic albums, Motley Crue's Theater of Pain, I've got a good craft beer going here tonight. It is accompanied by Gibson's Finest Whiskey. All right, so, it is called, all right, Montgomery Scotch Ale. All right, and it's really thick. Look at the texture of that. Trying it for the very first time tonight, and I gotta say, it's there's no unpleasant aftertaste to it. It goes down smoothly. You can taste the Scotch in it. Damn good beer. It's a good spring, summer, and fall beer. Good barbecue beer. Good bonfire camp beer. Yeah. I do give it a rating out of 10 later on in the blogcast. So if you're still sticking around and you want to throw out a number, see if it matches up with mine, feel free to do so. Oh man, I got a feeling we've got a true winner on our hands tonight. It is called Montgomery Scotch Ale by the Stormstayed Brewing Company in London, Ontario, Canada. So, all right, it is Big Jims Blogcast Live. Oh, boom. All right, bongo solo there. All right, so yeah. All right, so yeah, as always, give shouts out to the Grand Bend crew. All right, so yeah, where are we here? All right, so before we get to our classic albums, Motley Crue's Theater of Pain, I want to remind everybody that this blogcast is not spam. The audio version will go out later on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and all these audio listening platforms where you listen to your podcast to, plus my own YouTube channel, Big Jims Blogcast Live at youtube.com. Plus, I want to give shouts out to everybody watching the Port Elgin Sarnia groups, especially Sarnia Rocks. Michelle, you guys rock. Grand Bend crew, Chain Reaction, all the pop culture, retro classic nostalgia groups, all the hard rock, hair metal, classic rock, Van Halen, Motley Crue groups, all the craft beer, cigars, sci-fi, Star Trek, pro wrestling, blogspot, classic TV and movies, birthdays, bongos, Rubick, Shatner, WKRP in Cincinnati. All right, so we get to our classic album here. All right, so All right. It is by Motley Crue. All right. So, okay. All right. So, anyways, this is our classic album for tonight, Theater of Pain. And as you can very well notice, there's the cover, and there's the front and the back with our boys there, Nikki Sixx, Vince Neil, Mick Mars, and Tommy Lee. All right. So this was released January 21st, 1985. Theater of Pain is the third studio album from Motley Crue. It's produced by Tom Werman. All right. Here he is. There we go. And Tom Werman has worked with he's produced albums like with Cheap Trick, Ted Nugent. All right. He's worked with all right, there's our, yeah, so Poison, Dokken. All right. He's worked with Poison, Dokken. All right. Twisted Sister, Lita Ford, and the album was engineered by Dwayne Barron. Now, this was recorded at the Record Plant Studios in Hollywood, California. So you got the band, Vince Neil on lead vocals and harmonica, Tommy Lee on drums, Mick Mars on guitar. All right. There's a shot of them, that era. Good, Kathy. Good. You may be on track for that. So, lead Nikki Sixx on bass guitar, Mick Mars on guitar. Side one, you got like City Boy Blues, Fight for Your Rights, Smoking in the Boys' Room, Louder Than Hell, Keep Your Eye on the Money, Home Sweet Home. Side two, you got Tonight, We Need a Lover. Number 7, Use It or Leave It, Save Our Souls, Raise Your Hands to Rock, Fight for Your Rights. Now, this was dedicated. Now, the boys dedicated this album to Nicholas Dingley, Razzle, the drummer. Nicholas Razzle Dingley, who was the drummer in the band Hanoi Rocks. Vince was driving, and alcohol was involved. He was killed December 8, 1984. During the band's time here, Nikki Sixx was deeply into heroin and was starting to get out of control. Now, only 2 singles were released off of Theater of Pain: Smoking in the Boys' Room, which is a Brownsville Station cover, and the power ballad Home Sweet Home. Both are top 10 hits. Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck. And I gotta say, as I put both songs, like Home Sweet Home and Smoking in the Boys' Room, the videos, I posted most of those videos on my Blogcast page and my Facebook page. And they had this guy, character actor Michael Berryman, who I portrayed in a Blogcast a couple of weeks ago, in the videos. So here he is as the principal in Smoking in the Boys' Room. They were pretty funny, entertaining videos. Michael there's a Star Trek connection to this. Michael played a Star Trek officer in Star Trek III: The Search for Spock. So. All right. So they were pretty funny videos. All right. So anyways, Smoking in the Boys' Room, featuring Michael Berryman in the videos. The Hills Have Eyes. With Theater of Pain, the Crue changed its image and went full-on glam metal. Theater of Pain peaked at number 6 on the U.S. Billboard album chart and sold over 4 million copies. The cover album art concept was by Nikki Sixx and designed by Neil Zosler, David Willardson, and Bob DeForno. Working with its original title was Entertainment or Death, but it was changed by Nikki Sixx at the last minute during its release. Now for the tour, the tour started July 7th, 1985. Both shows, 7 shows in Japan, and moves to North America, Canada, and the U.S. and Europe, ending March 3rd, 1986. Opening acts were Y&T, Accept, Loudness, Autograph, and Cheap Trick. But yeah, they do. Like classic Motley Crue album. Um, I'm not going to get too much into the accident with Nicholas Dingley and Vince Neil, but Vince was on tour that year. They went on tour, and Vince couldn't drink or do drugs, so he succumbed to his other vices, women. The judge at the sentencing said, like, well, what else can he do? Like, what else is he qualified to do? So it makes sense that he toured the world with Motley Crue, made money, and paid off the victims' settlement money, so that he earned from the tour. So, but anyways, regarding that, I gave it a listen earlier today, and there's other good songs on here. Keep Your Eye on the Money, Louder Than Hell, Raise Your Hands to Rock. And I think the rest is just filler. So, but good classic album by Motley Crue, and I posted like Hope Smoking in the Boys' Room and Home Sweet Home on my Facebook page, my Blogcast page. So, yeah. All right. All right. So. All right. So, yeah. Doing a bit of toggling here. Let's see. All right. So, yeah. Damn it. My cigar went out again. All right. So. All right. There's our boys in like full makeup glam. Nikki Sixx, Vince Neil, Mick Mars, and Tommy Lee. So. All right. So. Again, actually, I got that album at a record shop. Like I think I bought that album at the Sarnia Imperial City Brewhouse record store, record day. All right. So yeah. All right. All right. Okay. Before we get to like our my most favorite time in the blogcast. Oh yeah. Here's like a bongo solo. Boom. All right. Bongo solo there. Our craft beer for tonight, accompanied by Gibson's Finest Whiskey. There we go. All right. So. All right. Our craft beer for tonight is called Montgomery Scotch Ale. Look at the thickness of that. Very thick. Now, okay, I'm trying it for the very first time tonight. I gotta say, good spring, summer, and fall beer. Good campfire beer, good bonfire beer, good barbecue beer. I do give it a rating out of 10 later on in the blogcast, so if you're still here and sticking around, please feel free to do so. Like, throw it a number. Like, as I've seen, a few people have done that now. Montgomery Scotch Ale by the Stormstade Brewing Company in London, Ontario, Canada. All right. Yeah. It's a definite. I think this is a definite do again. All right. Yeah. Good cigar. Very rarely do I have a good combination of all three. All right. All right. Okay. All right. So, we're gonna get to my most favorite time in the blogcast, but in a minute. But here, before we do that, I want to say that I want to reiterate that it is Big Jims Blogcast Live, version 5.0, episode 254, Sunday, June 11th, 2023. This blogcast is not spam. Like us, share us, subscribe to us. The audio version will go out later on Spotify, Apple Podcast, all these audio listening platforms. Listen to your podcast too, plus my own YouTube channel, Big Jims Blogcast live at youtube.com. I want to give shouts out to everybody watching in this Port Elgin Sarnia group, especially Sarnia Rocks. Michelle, you guys rock. The Grand Bend crew, okay. Chain Reaction, great band there. All the pop culture, retro classic nostalgia groups, all the classic rock, hair metal, hard rock, Van Halen, Motley Crue groups, all the craft beer, cigars, sci-fi, Star Trek, pro wrestling, Blogspot, classic TV and movies, birthdays, bongos, Rubick, Shatner, and WKRP in Cincinnati. Right on. Boom, yeah. Bongo solo there. All right, so we get to my most favorite time in the blogcast. I've saved the best for last. It is called This Week in Van Halen History. Now, runs from June 5th to the 11th. June 5th, 1985, David Lee Roth attends an Indy 500 winning celebration for racer Danny Sullivan at the Bistro. June 6, 2006, Strumming with the Devil, the countryside of VH is released, featuring David Lee Roth on 2 tracks. June 6, 1976, Sammy Hagar plays the Day at the Green Festival in Ocadillo Stadium in California. June 7, 1978, David Lee Roth and Alex Van Halen are interviewed for English radio. June 8, 1978, Van Halen opens for Black Sabbath at the Guild Hall in Preston, England. June 6, 1985, David Lee Roth attends a charity dinner for the T.J. Martell Foundation for Leukemia and Cancer Research. June 6, 1998, the David Lee Roth Band album is released. June 9, 2012, David Lee Roth issues an open letter press release addressing rumors that Van Halen are to play on the 2012 Super Bowl. June 10, 1984, Van Halen plays the Frank C. Irwin Jr. Special Event Center in the University of Texas in Austin. June 10, 1999, Sammy Hagar tapes an episode of Hard Rock Live at Sony Music Studios in New York. June 11, 1988, Van Halen brings the Monsters of Rock tour to JFK Stadium in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and are interviewed by a MTV contest winner. June 11, 1992, Eddie Van Halen attends the T.J. Martell Celebrity Golf Tournament at Calabasas Country Club in Calabasas, California. June 11, 1984, Van Halen plays the Heinz Ford Arena in San Antonio, Texas. And June 11th, Van Halen opens the 2004 tour at the Coliseum in Greensboro, North Carolina. Boom. And that is all for this week in Van Halen history. All right. So, where we got that? All right. So, okay. All right. Now, before I rate the beer, I'm going to cube the Rubick one more time. All right. So, now the third and final time tonight, I'm going to cube the Rubick. I'm going to try and get all blue. 20 turns. So, all right. So, drum roll there. All right. So, all right. So, 20 turns. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So as you can see, I ended up with all blue. Yeah. So anyways, I will... I didn't get the full blue, but I'm going to do this all year long until my last blogcast in November. In my last if I don't get the whole blue side, I'm going to take this apart on air live, and I will reassemble it to its all color sides, like all orange, all red, all white, all green, all yellow, and all blue. So there we go. All right. So hang on a sec. Now I'm gonna what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna rate the beer. So, anyways, tonight's beer. I've got a good cigar going. All right. So, don't mean to keep you guys in suspense. This is a good cigar. It is a Rocky Patel vintage cigar. All right. So, anyways, all right. Tonight's beer accompanied by Gibson's finest finest whiskey. All right. So, okay. Now, all right. So before we do this, I'm gonna say that, like, with my craft beer reviews, I don't like get all I don't get all hoity-toity. I don't go, well, it's a very exquisite, fine tasting. I don't do that. I just go with my gut, and my gut says I'm gonna give it one more. I'm trying it for the very first time. Damn good Scotch. Damn good. Like, it is called Montgomery Scotch Ale, and it is by the Stormstayed Brewing Company in London, Ontario. It's a good spring, summer, and fall beer. Good campfire beer, bonfire beer. Good, like, when you're playing pool with your buddies at the billiard hall. Let's see. Okay. So it is time for me to rate it. All right. So, anyways, and before I do that, here's my beer rating system. I want to remind everybody: 10 to 6 will get your happy face. Outstanding, awesome, excellent, very good, above average. And if it's like lands in there's smiley face on the top half, sad face, which 5 to 1 is average, below average, not very good, terrible, awful. And believe me, I've tasted a few awful craft beers in my time. So here we go. So yeah, all right. So all right. So for this, I'm going to type in a number here. All right. So I gave it a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 on Montgomery Scotch Ale by the Stormstayed Brewing Company. Kathy, you were right. Yeah. So 9 out of 10. There we go. All right. So yeah. All right. And yeah, so it's, oh man. So I can't rave enough about this beer. I got to let them know. All right. So anyways, do, 9 out of 10. Great. There we go. All right. So yeah. All right. Yeah, 9 out of 10. Great beer. Awesome. All right. Okay. So yeah. Boom. All right. Oh yeah. All right. So yeah, that deserves a bongo solo in itself. So, all right. So yeah. All right. So yeah. Boom. All right. There we go. Feeling the love. All right. So yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah. Oh man. Damn good beer. All right, 9 out of 10 on that. So, Now I'm going to give you guys an inspirational, motivational quote. Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. And that's by John D. Rockefeller. My motivational quote for tonight: don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great, by John D. Rockefeller. All right. So, okay. So, now, I've been asked All right, so just doing some toggling here for a bit. Now, I've been asked, hey, Jim, where can I get your t-shirts? Simple answer for that. All right, if you want a t-shirt like mine or a plain white t-shirt, like this one, or the baseball jersey, like with the front and the back, the logo in the front and the back, or any design like a tank top, t-shirt, or a onesie or anything like that. All you've got to do is email me on my regular page or my Facebook page, and say yeah, I want this design so and so, but they are $35 plus shipping and handling. That's included, and it'll take 4 to 6 weeks for delivery. So e-transfer, money order, do that, boom, and we're good. So $35 plus that includes shipping and handling, 4 to 6 weeks for delivery. I can't help that. So yeah, all right. So boom, okay, all right. So once again. All right, yeah, and we come to the end of our blogcast. All right, good cigar here. It went out on me. All right, so. All right. Boom. Okay. So, all right. So anyways, all right, people, that's it for me. This is Big Jims Blogcast Live version 5.0, episode 254. It is Sunday, June 11th, 2023. We did Montgomery Scotch Ale by the Storm State Brewing Company in London, Ontario, Canada. Our happy birthday shout-outs go out to Tanya Dwinell, Michelle Jardine, Jay Bell, Denise Landerhue, Julie Job, Chef Sheldon Way, Lori Lee Voigt, Mela Von Schindel, Kellyanne McKenzie, Melissa Dooley, Richard Call, Jennifer Wood, Kelly Mullen, Tracy Scarf. Countdowns, local events. We did a Shatner double shot, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, Kingdom of the Spiders, local events. We did WKRP in Cincinnati-Season 3, our tribute to the Iron Sheik, our Ceti Alpha Eel, our Star Trek Alien, our classic Bond 007 Henchman-Nick, Nack, our classic Album-Motley Crue-Theatre of Pain this week in Van Halen history. We rated the beer 9 out of 10. Montgomery Scotch Ale by the Storm State Brewing Company in London, Ontario, Canada. We got our motivational quote, don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. John D. Rockefeller, right on. Thank you very much. As I'm going to say, remind everybody that this podcast is not spam. The audio version will go out later on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all these audio listening platforms you podcast to, plus my own YouTube channel, Big Jims Blogcast Live at youtube.com. Shouts out to everybody watching in the Port Elgin Sarnia groups, Sarnia Rocks, the Grand Bend crew, Chain Reaction, all the pop culture retro classic nostalgia groups, Van Halen, hard rock, hair metal, classic rock, Motley Crue, craft beer, cigar, sci-fi, Star Trek, pro wrestling, the blog groups, the classic TV and movies, birthdays, bongos, Rubick, Shatner, WKRP in Cincinnati. Yeah, so you rock, and thank you for ending your weekend with me. You'll definitely see me next weekend with Shatner Double Shot Part 2. Yeah, so, and we cubed the Rubick 3 times tonight. So, yeah, so anyways, be good, all right, be good, and you will see me next weekend. All right, this is Big Jims Blogcast Live, version 5.0, episode 254, Sunday, June 11th, 2023. For Big Jims Blogcast Live, I'm Jim, so enjoy the rest of your weekend, and cheers, and I will see you next weekend. Goodbye, everybody.